Hi, everyone. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for your time. Well, it's finally here. The new ebook is finally here, finally published, and I really can't believe it. This June, it will be 5 years, I believe, that I've been waiting for this ebook to finally be published. And thank you to my husband for doing this for me. But we're on chapter 6 of the book, and I've been writing some brief excerpts and overviews from the book. And chapter 6 is the evolution of yogurt. But first, I thought you might like to hear a little part of my evolutionary process in this understanding. And it probably began at this exact nexus is related in this chapter. The importance of the microbiome was generally the importance of the microbiome in relation to immunity was generally studied via infectious disease, namely diarrheal diseases. And that was pretty much where I was when I first decided to make the switch from infection control to the importance of the microbiota, the importance of the microbiota formation, and overall immunity. And that began for me when I realized that we had created some of the most, what I would term probably smart drugs, some of the most advanced antibiotics ever. And yet they weren't producing the results that were expected. So this was like a huge bombshell in the approach to the question. And this question actually goes back to Elie Mechnikoff, and who is called the father of immunity. And for me, when I realized that we had discovered some of the most effective antibiotics on the planet, namely FTSC inhibitors, that are generally effective against every harmful organism to humans, and yet the end result wasn't a cure. So that pretty much put the nail in the coffin for infectious disease being the cause of everything. And then the brightest bulbs in the room at the time, who were the forefathers of oral natural immune therapy, just basically spit it out that these children weren't breastfed. And as hard as that was to hear, since I had reached the pivot point in bug chasing, so to speak, there was nowhere else to go except back to the beginning. And the beginning can be ascribed to Ilya Mechnikoff. And it has since been confirmed and has since been repeatedly validated right up until I began my book with crucial decisions made in the marketplace that infant formula was not going to be marketed in hospitals in some countries. And the pivotal statement by the WHO that there are three top chronic risk factors for disease, and they are not breastfeeding and water and food security, meaning sanitation and lack of food and or food quality. So those are their top three risk factors for chronic conditions, and everything in my book has been since been more and more validated. So, okay, the ebook is finally here, and I'm very glad that this message is now more affordable to everyone. So let's get started with the evolution of yogurt. And this began with useful organisms. The father of natural immunity, which is Elie Mechnikoff, is generally credited with our modern understanding of immunity. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in the Physiology of Medicine in 1908. He developed a theory that aging is caused by toxic bacteria in the gut and that lactic acid could prolong life. Based on his theory, he drank sour milk every day, and he attributed the longevity of the Bulgarian peasants to their yogurt consumption. The term probiotic is generally attributed to Metchnikoff, although he did not call them probiotics, he called them useful organisms. In a quote from him, I rather believe that the essence of an inflammation lies in the phagocyte attack of solid pathogenic substances, be it a weakened or dead cell, bacterium, or any foreign body. Today, that can be also called intracellular debris and extracellular debris that must be digested to create energy. And there appears to be a whole spectrum of polarized macrophages or signatures, hence the need for a different approach to describe the infectious disease process beyond a bridge between innate and adaptive immunity. Ilya Mechnikoff can also be credited with the genesis of our modern understanding of autophagy. So, as I said, probiotic research began with infectious diarrheal disease. Mechnikoff himself had relapsing fever. Today, that is known as Lyme disease. And I believe one of his wives had typhoid. And he lived for 50 more years with relapsing fever, and I believe she lived for at least 44 more years with typhoid. So this lends credibility to his theory that it's not the infection. So current research on the efficacy of probiotics includes such conditions as metabolic syndrome, antibiotic-associated and C. difficile diarrhea, IBS, constipation, IBD, chemotherapy-associated diarrhea, respiratory tract infection, and ventilator-associated pneumonia, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, liver encephalopathy, and periodontitis, depression, vaginosis, urinary tract infections, pancreatitis, pneumonia, and hospital infection, and post-trauma events in patients, including necrotizing enterocolitis in premature infants. So how can the average consumer begin when reading about benefits of probiotics? Mainly, you have to know that microbial influence is greatly affected by the host, and the terrain is everything. But generally, what you would want to determine when beginning are the probiotics generally regarded as safe? Is the probiotic readily available to consumers with virtually no detrimental public health outcomes? In that case, you can usually rest assured you are consuming a probiotic. It's crucial to understand prebiotic effects. It's never been proposed that probiotics be consumed apart from their natural environments. Cheese and many fermented foods were readily available until the modern marketplace gave rise to probiotic capsules or powders, and health benefits were implied. This assumption was soon challenged, and it gained a lot of traction. So probiotics without milk are generally useless. And part of the reason is that they have to study this probiotic and colonization crosstalk, and they have to generally study it in human cells. The human mucins are crucial to identify the specific sugar oligosaccharides involved in bacteria and host crosstalk. This will clarify the molecular mechanisms of glycan-mediated interactions in selecting probiotics with a high capacity for mucus adhesion and colonization. And that's from Microorganisms, June 2018. So these specific oligosaccharides and human milk oligosaccharides are crucial for the building the immune system. And bovine colostrum is one of those oligosaccharides that are compatible with humans, and this results in increased phagocytosis and reduced bacterial and viral load in 24 hours, independent of immune factors. So bovine colostrum can increase colonization of commensal bacteria 52-fold. So bovine milk contains many oligosaccharides that are identical to those found in human milk. Oligosaccharides recovered from whey could serve as ingredients for infant formula, as their composition is similar to that of human milk oligosaccharides, and such an ensemble cannot be produced synthetically. And that was from Annual Food Science Review and Technology 2018. And specifically, the intestinal macrophage pool requires constant regeneration, unlike other macrophage pools. So what are we talking about here? We're basically talking about fermentation, the fermentation process, and some of the benefits derived at the end of this fermentation process. And just one of these is fermented dairy products prevent Alzheimer's due to oleic acid amides. This study demonstrated the preventative effect of dairy products on Alzheimer's, which was previously reported only epidemiologically. The oleamide has been identified as an active component of dairy products that is considered to reduce AB plaque accumulation via enhanced microglial phagocytosis and to suppress microglial inflammation after the deposition of these plaques. Oleamide synthesized from oleic acid has a much higher anti-inflammatory activity than linoleic or linolenic acid, and fermented dairy products enhance microglial anti-inflammatory activity in phagocytosis. With ingestion of a fermented dairy product, the deposition of plaque in the brain was significantly reduced. So this is just one of the beneficial effects, where you have to understand that probiotics go along with the prebiotics, and the prebiotics are necessary for this molecular breakdown and enhanced benefits when you get to the end products of this breakdown. It's also crucial for the initiation of this phagocytosis, whether it be extracellular or intracellular. So amidation is basically a liquid phase reaction, and it's crucial for phagocytosis. Oleic acid has no effects on phagocytosis on its own. Therefore, amidation of oleic acid is crucial for this activity. And when they administered the end product, oleamide, they also enhanced phagocytosis in the brain. So the amidation is a crucial component. And that's basically what we term today as autophagy. And this is the breakdown of cellular debris, breakdown and digestion of cellular debris. Milk oligosaccharides can't be produced synthetically. So you have to understand that the same people who said that the problem is that these children aren't breastfed also said that from intense research, and generally this research took place in Africa and other poor countries, they determined that probiotic capsules were basically useless without milk. So when you hear someone saying that probiotics don't really help me, they're probably not understanding that probiotic capsules are useless and without their prebiotics. And different probiotics have different prebiotics. But generally, most, because you are a mammal, and this initial language and crosstalk evolved in you with your first diet. This is the language that you learned as an infant for your entire immune system and immune reactions. So some of the benefits of probiotics are for type 2 diabetes, dyslipidemia, hypertension, H. pylori, chronic inflammatory bowel diseases. This includes colitis, constipation, atopic syndrome, and hypersensitivity to food, respiratory tract infections, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, encephalopathy, periodontitis, depression, in children born prematurely, meaning the reduction of sepsis, both bacterial and fungal, and they reduce the incidence of severe necrotizing enterocolitis, which can be caused by infant formula, by the way, and post-trauma patients, reduction in the incidence of hospital infections, ventilatory associated pneumonia, and the length of intensive care stay. So all of this can mostly, if Dr. Jeffrey Gordon is the father of the microbiome, Elie Mechnikoff is the father of immunity. And generally what we know about autophagy, phagocytosis, intracellular and extracellular digestion of cellular debris is generally attributed to Ilya Mechnikoff. So I hope you will check out the new ebook and share it with everyone. It's the affordable edition of Immune for Life. However, it's always good to have a hardback copy of a book that will never go out of style, and my book will never be faddish. It's only being further validated, and I've included a newer article of our understanding of phagocytosis in cellular defense and nutrition, a food-centered approach to the evolution of macrophages. So that is another current research paper where they generally contribute the evolution of this knowledge to Elie Mechnikoff. Okay, have a good one, everyone. Thanks for your time, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Truly, this message will never be outdated, so please. And the benefits of this are proven to be, the benefits of breastfeeding in general are proven to extend to RNA and DNA repair, and specifically, although there are many, many other benefits, but specifically this protection is has been studied and has been found to be protective at least until age 62. And that is the benefits of breastfeeding specifically. But the next best approach, if you weren't breastfed, is oral natural immune therapy. So that's the best substitute on earth if you weren't breastfed. And I just want you to know that this book is not just for young people. These benefits continue until these benefits can also be found for middle-aged and elderly. So thanks again for your time. I'll see you next time. Bye.